What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another live show. I'm your host, Antoine, aka the Bigfella. Today has been a day. Went out hunting. I got a story for y'all about what happened to me today. But first, we're going to go ahead and kick off this live with our drinking a cigar. Let's go ahead and start off with the drink first. 'Cause I am a little thirsty. We're going to go ahead and use our ice ball to keep this thing chilled for the day, for the night, rather. If I can get the other container. There we go. Tonight, we're just going to be drinking some Jim Beam vanilla on the rocks. Oh, Lord, even the top's on there tight. That's how today has been going for me so far. So, I'll probably finish this off tonight. But cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining. Tonight's cigar. I don't think I'll be on here too long because after I tell you guys a story, I normally don't try to hunt on Sundays. I usually try to let Sundays be my chill day. But after what happened to me today, I actually made sure to go out tomorrow and see what I can find. But tonight we're going to be smoking on a Tatiana nightcap. So let's go ahead and get that all snipped away. Set that in an ash cup. All right. I'm not sure why my lighter is so violent tonight. First and foremost, before I get into my day, hopefully everybody's day was pretty good. I know it was a little bit chillier than what I would have liked it to have been, but um, let's take this wrapper off. I think it got up to like 45 degrees today, which isn't chilly per se on its own, but you add some wind in there and you're sitting still, it's bound to get pretty cold. turn our ceiling fan on to get our smoke over towards the thing there. I gotta add some more lure to my fishing treat. As you can see, I mean, you can't really see from looking at the camera, but I got a couple things on. I just need to add some more, get that more full. Give it a few more minutes, and we'll let a couple other people join, and then we'll go ahead and get into the story time about what happened to me today. I see Nick is in the house. Hey, how's it going, Nick? Hopefully your weekend is going pretty good. I see mine like falling apart in my mouth. Usually not this bad. All right. So let's go ahead and get into what happened to me today. I will admit blame in this whole scenario, but it was kind of weird. We're going to start off the morning where I was meeting up with some guys. We're going to go do some man drives today, which didn't pan out. That wasn't the issue at all. I got to meet some great people, and I think we're all going to get together next weekend and try to do some man drive on some property that they have. But it all started after that. So me and the boys decided to go to some public land. You know, I can get on the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources and, you know, see where the public land and stuff is and go hunt that bad boy. Found one pretty close by. I scoped it out previously before. You know, I just drove in there and like, oh, okay, it looks like a pretty good spot. I didn't get out or anything. The very first time I went down there, the game warden was parked down there. You know, I thought he was just back there having his lunch break or whatnot. So I didn't think none of that. I got out, you know, read the signs, you know, like, you know, read some of the information about the spot. Um, me and Gavin left and went home. So after we tried to man drive with some guys today, not everybody showed up, which is why we didn't go out, which is cool. I know people think people have things to do, but we go there today, and you know we park, we get out. I say my little hunting prayer with everybody, and me and the boys, we go. You know, we start going back there to you know try to find a spot to hunt. You know, we going back there. I found a pond. It looks great. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a nice little fishing hole, which I'm going to go hit it one of these days. Um, you know, I'm seeing deer sign everywhere. We're literally like following tracks right beside this pond, and it comes into like an opening where it's kind of like a T shape. Like if I'm coming this way, and then it kind of cuts off like this. So I put, you know, one of us at you know, at each end of the T, so we can, you know, watch all three sides of the pond and whatnot. Um, so we're sitting there. I think 2 hours go by, 3 hours, something like that. Um, I'm messing around on my phone, you know, because my GoPro can connect to the phone. So I was making sure the angles was all right. I was ready to get y'all a good video today. I just know we're going to see a deer back here. I want to make sure this camera and everything's working great. So I'm messing with that. And a number calls my phone. It's not saved in my phone, so I'm thinking it's spam, which I get a lot of spam calls anyway. So I chalked it up to that. So I put my phone down and I continue to watch and listen. You know, squirrels is like jumping all over the place, and I'm hearing footsteps over here, and it just sounded like a really, really lovely day. Um, all of a sudden, I get a voicemail, which you know some of the spam numbers leave voicemail too. So I didn't even. I have the. I paid for the visual voicemail where you can read it. I didn't even read it. I swiped it out of the way. The next thing you know, a text message comes from that same number, And it's like, hey, this is Officer such and such. Give me a call when you get a chance. I'm like, okay. So I kind of stand up and I look down there at the boys. I'm like, I make sure they there, like not one of them wandered off or anything like that. And I'm looking around. I don't see any like no trespassing signs because this public land does butt up against some posted sign, posted property. So I was making sure I wasn't on any of that. So I called the officer back and I'm like, hey, how's it going? He was like, yeah, is this Antoine Roy? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, do you mind coming back to your vehicle? We just need to talk to you. So like my mind's racing. I'm like, what in the world's going on? So me and the boys, we unload all of our shotguns, put our shells in our pocket and all that good stuff. We start walking back towards the Jeep. And I see not one but two conservation officers standing up there by my Jeep. I was like, is something wrong with the Jeep? Like somebody trying to break in? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So we get up there and they're like, yeah, can we see you guys' hunt lights? And I'm like, oh, they made us walk from our hunting spot all the way back up to the Jeep just to show us our hunt lights. I'm thinking like they really didn't want to walk all the way back there if they really wanted to um wanted to check our licenses and stuff. So we whip out our license. All of us are legal, of course. I always make sure of that in that sense. Um, he checks everything and he's like, yeah, the reason why wanted you to give us a call is because yeah, even though this is public, it's set up for like a lottery quota like area. And I'm like, what? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, one of the conservation officers goes, do you know what that means? I was like, I think I got an idea of what it is. You gotta be like drawn to be able to hunt here. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly right. You gotta pay $5 or whatever it is to enter the lottery. And if they draw your name, you get to be able to hunt there. But it was also for archery only. You weren't even allowed to hunt with firearm back there. So that was strike one. Um, so, I told him I didn't realize that. I went on the app and pulled it up looking for public land for me and the boys to hunt. And, I didn't see anything about, quota hunts or anything like that. And he's like, well, there is a sign over on the billboard, that has all the information. Now I'm looking, sure as day, my fault again, that does say quota hunt in the bottom right corner. It's a red sign, pretty decent size. And I was like, oh, dang, it does say quota hunt right there. And next thing that they wanted to see our IDs. And, I'm thinking like, oh, it's going to be an honest mistake kind of thing. Like, hey, you guys just got to leave. Now, them guys sat in that truck for like 15 or 20 minutes. And in my mind, I'm thinking, mind you, Isaiah just turned 18 like a couple weeks ago. He just got his ID and all that good stuff, which he also gave to the conservation officer. Um, they sit there in the truck for about 15 or 20 minutes. In my head, I'm thinking, I don't think this is going to turn out pretty good for us. So they finally come back. They gave me a ticket for, he said it's the lowest level of ticket that you could get. He wrote it up as, I forget the exact wording, but essentially like breaking the rules of department owned lands or something like that is how it was worded, I believe. He gave me a ticket for that, gave Isaiah a warning for it, but Isaiah was wearing a hat. Although the hat was orange, it wasn't blaze orange. It had some camel on the brim, orange. It wasn't, I'll admit, it also wasn't full 360. But you can still see some of the orange from the front. So he wrote Isaiah a ticket for that. And then told us, we couldn't hunt there, obviously, because it was a quota area. So he gave us that, gave us our tickets, gave us some booklets with the information and all that good stuff. Told us we could call the courthouse to see how much our fines were to prepay and all that good stuff. I have no idea how much my fine is going to be. I'm hoping it's only like, $100 or something. But Isaiah's ticket is essentially like not wearing a seatbelt ticket if you're driving a car. Really like a little, slap on the wrist. I'm hoping mine doesn't like lead to anything further. But yeah, that's what happened to me today. I've been kind of I don't want to say bummed out, like, and I don't want to say mad or anything like that. I've just been in like kind of a weird mood about it all ever since. I even came home and ate lunch and was scrolling through the website because he told me what to look for on the website to see if it was quota. It said something about managed hunts, and I'm like, I went and found that particular one we were hunting at today, and it says managed hunts. I was like, oh, so if it says that, that means it's a quota hunt. We can't even hunt there. So I scroll and I see managed hunt, managed hunt, managed hunt. Like everywhere else near me said managed hunt. Um, I think the next closest place to me was about an hour south. Mind you, this is probably about 1 o'clock or so. Um, so I got one place an hour south of me, which is it's another county, but um, it was another county, but that county today was buck only. Like where I live at was like if it's brown, it's down. You can shoot whatever. But I didn't want to go over there, only for a couple hours and not see anything. I like to start my day where I'm hunting at. But the next place close to me was about an hour and a half, and I definitely wasn't going to drive that far. I wouldn't even want to drive an hour. So I kind of just, told the boys, I'm like, hey, I don't think we're going to go out today. We're just going to maybe try to pick it up tomorrow. So maybe we'll try to do some squirrel hunting, see if I can get on somebody's property to do that. I'll probably take some buckshot with me and go after some deer. But yeah, I'm not. I guess the feeling I can say is like I feel kind of stressed. Um, but yeah, it's just like I'm worried about how much that ticket is going to be. And mainly if like if anything's going to be on my record or anything like that. So yeah, that's how my day went today. I cut my hunt short again. Today was one of those days where I was going to be like, I'm going to sit out there all day. There's going to be Gavin's like first all day hunt. I've been taking him out early in the mornings and leaving the woods about halfway because he's not exactly kitted up for all the cold to deal with all that stuff. Plus he's got some ADHD too, so he doesn't like to sit still for too long. So yeah, that was that. I was going to try to get him to sit out there all day. He was willing to, but then that happened. So throughout this week, I'm going to be looking around, planning. I see some comments. Old boss man Greg said, "Private land hunting is only when I hunted. Check in the hunting club in your area. Much safer, my friend." Yeah, I agree. I was a part of a hunting club for a couple years. Um, but what ended up happening was that hunting club it started losing land. When I say like it was like a rapid decline of land loss. I think we went from like 10 or 15 different properties of us being able to hunt on to about maybe 3 or 4. And it was just too many guys to try to get on that property and then also hunt those properties like every weekend. So they kind of disbanded and then I hurt my knee. So I was out for that year and then something else happened and I was out for another year. So now I'm back into it this year and I got all this going on. Um, I was also going to excuse me. I was going to go over to an army base nearby. I've hunted there before in like past years, and my plan was to like go ahead and get their permit and start hunting over there. But when I like the price pretty much doubled on me. Like I had no idea that was going to happen. But I logged in and I kind of had a little bit of a sticker shock. It was like $120 to hunt for the season, and I'm like, golly, man, $120, Jesus. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that because I was already in firearm season. So what I plan on doing next year is I want to get that hunting license right at the beginning of archery season, right before it, and I'm going to hunt mostly out over there and see what's what. There are some hunt clubs around here. There's one club I don't hear so many great things about. I'm not going to mention their names or anything like that. I do have a buddy of mine, Eric. He is offering to take me out with some of their hunt clubs, but I'm also trying to do some still hunt. Like switch it up a little bit. I believe his club they hunt with dogs. There's another club I was the club I'm gonna go with today. They were gonna do some man drives, and then like I just want to be able to like be a broad hunter. I want to be able to do it all. I don't want to just stick to like still hunting or stalking or anything like that, or hunting with dogs. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit. George said, reach out to Big Brother and I will help you with some important information to help with getting permission to hunt on private land. Hey, I'm gonna send you a Facebook message right after this because I'm hurting over here for sure. Greg said I do all my best hunting at the grocery store. Yeah, I'm a pretty successful hunter when I go to Costco. I'll be finding all kind of good meat over there, especially my briskets. But yeah, that was my day today. I'm really just curious to see how much that ticket is going to be. Of course, like the worst thing you can do when something like that happens is go to Google. It's kind of like if you're sick, you go to WebMD and you're like, "Oh, my knee hurts," and they tell you you got like knee cancer or something like that. I went on there and I was like, "Yeah, fines could be up to $2,500." I'm like, "Golly, $2,500? That's going to set me back big time." So I'm hoping it's just like a little $50 or $100 fine or something like that, like a little slap on the wrist or something. Hey, what's going on? Hooked on that adventure. How's it going? And it looks like the state of Minnesota in your logo there. I don't fish out there for it once. Apparently, when I went out there fishing, apparently bass wasn't in season. I was just trying to catch whatever was biting. Um, and a couple of subscribers were like, "Hey, those fish are out of season." I'm like, I didn't know. George said we need to plan for next year and get you down here for a hunt. Yeah, after that picture you sent me of those deer, I'm like, I'm willing to come on down. Now, you're in Tennessee, if I remember right. That ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. We share a border. So Greg said you can also build on land from your lumber company. We started out with clubs in the past from Satara. That might be something we do as well. I was talking to a friend of mine. He was thinking maybe we should start our own club and talk to some because he has some land too behind his parents' house. As a matter of fact, the video that you guys are going to see tomorrow, I think that's going to post at 7 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember what time I set it for. Um, we used to like run dogs and stuff through there, but he's got a tree stand back there and all that good stuff. And with me and Gavin went out there to try to hunt. So maybe we can get some other people around there to agree to let us hunt, like with a hunting club or something. Get a couple guys and do some stuff back there. Now, also, what I've been thinking about is not only do I think I'm gonna try to do a Fort AP Hill, um, or Anderson Hill, whatever they're calling themselves now. They don't went through 3 name changes. Um, Not only do I want to try over there, but Marine Corps Base Quantico is not too far from me at all. And I hear there's a massive there and they allow hunting too. So I may check into that and see what's what. I'm trying to give myself a whole lot of options. I don't want to like blow out a spot like hunting it every weekend. I forget how many acres Fort AP Hill is, but it's pretty massive. So I don't think like if I were to hunt over there, I wouldn't blow it out or anything. But that $120 was like a little bit of a sticker shock for me, so I decided against that this year. I will be fishing over there though, because they got all kinds of lakes and stuff too that I like to fish. As a matter of fact, if you've been following me long enough, AP Hill was where I had my kayak accident some many years ago. It's definitely not for lack of trying, for me not getting deer. I still haven't been able to take a deer with my shotgun yet. All mine have been by crossbow. I was trying to change that this year, but this is empty now. I'm trying to take one with my shotgun. I may have to go out to the mountains for it. Family member that shot a nice buck. Hey, Greg said, "What brand of cigar is that?" This is it's a Tatiana. It's the nightcap flavor. That's what the wrapper on it looks like. Not bad price though. I'm not sure how much they would be down there, but I think I got a few of these in a couple of different scents or flavors or whatever you want to call it, and I don't think I paid no more than $10. 2 or 3 of them, I think. Very nice aroma, not a strong flavor. I know some of the cigars I smoke, like the next day, my tongue will be. It'll feel like it's burning and it feel like it's swollen a little bit. I don't know if it's because I smoke them too fast or what, but my wife, she was going here. She said, "Go out with Uncle Rodney." That's exactly what I was talking about out there in the mountains. I know he'd take me. He said, "I'm more than willing to come out there. He'll call in a turkey for me." So I want to get on that too. I already got the extra full choke on my shotgun. I just been waiting on the opportunity to get out there. Now that public land that I was talking about, that's an hour and a half away. I was working out that way, and decided to go check it out. I didn't have anything else going on. I had a fishing rod in the truck too. I know that I remember going back there some years ago and trying to fish out there because they had like a pond or two back there. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back there and fish." Didn't even look at the calendar or anything like that. And I go back there, it's vehicles everywhere. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, and I see people walking around with shotguns and stuff like that. I'm like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "What is today? Did I miss a memo or something?" And then I got to thinking it was the opening day of dove season. So I was like, if that many people like come to that place to hunt, I'm pretty sure if I try to go out there to deer hunt, it's probably going to be pretty pressured. Something I wish that Virginia would do is with these public lands, create like a check-in, check-out system. There's one area I hunt. It's here in Virginia. It's managed by Rappahannock Wildlife Refuge. They just have like a bunch of different plots right along the Rappahannock River, and you can apply for like hunting license and stuff like that. Not apply, you just like go in there and purchase. It's kind of like first come first serve. Um, you get your permit to be able to go hunting there. Um, excuse me. I forgot where I was going with that because I'm trying not to call. But I was like, hunting there. That's a matter of fact, that's where I killed my first deer out with my crossbow is on one of those properties. But you have to check in, and you literally go on your phone, and like when you get there, you hit check in because that each space only allows like a certain amount of people. Like um, the one me and Gavin hunted at on opening day for firearm season, there was a max of 6 people on that property. So if you go to check in and it was full, you just couldn't hunt there. I feel like the state of Virginia should do something like that with all their public lands. You check in and stuff, so it doesn't get overpopulated or anything like that. I think it'd be a good idea. I don't know how hard it would be to do something like that, but I think it'd be an awesome idea if they did some like check in and check out system on their public land. We ended up when we bought Isaiah's shotgun. I knew it was a gun that took 3 inch and 3.5 inch shells, but my gun takes the 2 and 3/4 3 inch, and all I had was 2 and 3/4. And I was like, if this can take 3.5 inch shells, he should have no problem taking the the 2 and 3/4. It would shoot him, but when he would go to rack another round, it would like try to eject that round, but also feed another round in at the same time because the rounds are so short. So a jam, and he'll have to unjam it. I found him some 3 inch slugs, and he's kind of nervous to shoot those. I'm not gonna lie, the 2 and 3/4 ones I shoot, like they kick pretty good, but I kind of want to see him shoot those 3 inch ones and see how much of a kick and how much of a cannon it sounds like. Oh, Johnny D, how's it going? Just checking in. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope everything's been going good for you. I know you can't wait to get back out there on that water. One of the main reasons I'm trying to get a deer, I'm a forewarning on that. I don't eat liver from any animal at all. The taste is just way too strong for me. I'm allergic to onions, and I know liver and onions is a very popular dish, and I don't like liver, and I'm allergic to onions, so I don't eat any of it. But if I were to get me a deer, I want to take the liver still with me because I want to chunk it up and try to use it for catfish bait this year. I feel like catfish, especially channel cats, are going to tear that up. I know it's since the liver's kind of tough, I know it's going to stay on the hook good. That's why I want to use it. Um, so I'm really, really hoping I can get me a deer so I can use the liver for some catfish bait. I know my wife's been looking forward to some fresh catfish, so I want to get some liver and try to use that as bait. Mhm. She agrees with me about the liver and onions. Mhm. Yeah, I love me some catfish. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to get you some. Soon as hunting season's over, I'm pretty sure catfish bite year round. I can go out here in this cold water and try to get some catfish. I'm pretty sure catfish might be actually pretty good this time of year because that meat's gonna stay fresh longer with it being cold. All I gotta do is keep after I catch them, keep them in that cold water. They'll be good. Johnny says, deer heart is delicious. If I do happen to get another deer throughout the rest of the season, I'll save the liver for you. Hey man, I appreciate that. And I do agree. I actually tried deer heart the very first time I went out with the hunting club that I joined a while back. Um, that like they literally like slice it up thin, like back like chicken fried it essentially. Man, that was some good stuff. It was like I was shocked. And the guy like they had to convince me at first. They're like, all it is just meat. So I was like, did one of these numbers and ate it, and I was like, oh wow, actually pretty good. And one of my favorite YouTube shows, and it's also on Netflix. I love watching Meat Eater with Steven Ranella, and he be cooking up all kind of hearts for all these animals that he be shooting. Um, he when he grills his though, it's a little bit on the rare side, and I don't know how I feel about rare heart. Like I, I don't know if I can do it. So I just anytime I do have heart, I always prefer it deep fried. I've been wanting me some deer meat because I want to get the not the back strap, but the inner loins. I want to get those bad boys and throw them in that smoker of mine and see how that comes out. I'm willing to bet you that stuff comes out real good. And Johnny D said, "Yes, sir. I get crazy looks when I save the heart, but yeah, that show is cool. I'll watch that too." Man, I'm pretty sure if I were to go upstairs and see what Gavin's watching on TV, 7 times out of 10, he's probably watching that. Any other time it might be like Stranger Things or Pokemon or something like that. Right now, he's probably upstairs watching me, waiting for me to finish the cigar so he can come and join the live. I don't like him being down here while I'm smoking this. I don't want him to get any of the secondhand smoke. Not like I did when I was growing up, because when I was growing up, the restaurants had smoking sections and non-smoking section. You can be in that non-smoking section all day long, but that smoke from the smoking section is going to come over to the non-smoking side. I don't know. I've been up since 5:30. I woke up at 5:30, but I was in a battle with the snooze button because I didn't have to meet the guys that I was going to hunt with this morning until 7. So, and it's only like where we were meeting, that was only like 10 minutes up the street. So I woke up at 5:30 and I snoozed it till I couldn't snooze no more, and then went up and met up with those guys. I knew a lot of them, through meeting them throughout my life and whatnot. They remember me. Some of them even watch my TikToks. Who knows? Some of them might be watching this right now. You making fun of me on my back in my day. Man, back in my day, we used to have smoking sections at a restaurant. John, 'cause that brings back memories of the Shoney's and Tap Ahead, and the smoking section was bigger than the non-smoking section. I'm willing to bet you I've never been in that Shoney's, but I could see that, especially down there. Um, It's not really a whole lot to do, especially back then in Tappahannock, because back then you had Shoney's. Oh man, what was the restaurant right there on the corner in town? Uh, it was a very popular restaurant back then. Gordon Ramsay ended up doing a show there, um, but now it turned into another restaurant. But a lot Lowry's later, I can't remember. It was something along those lines. That was a popular restaurant. And then, if I remember right, back then, across the street was a Dairy Freeze, or a tasty freeze, and a golden skillet, if I remember right. The chicken at the golden skillet was, oh man, like nothing back then was touching golden skillet chicken. There is a golden skillet down there in Richmond, uh, not too far from the airport. I came across it the other day, and they, from what I remember, they still, serve, not only do they serve the chicken, but they serve like gizzards and chicken liver and all that stuff, all that fried. Okay, yeah, everybody like it was Lowry's. Yep. Randallson, I remember when the hospital had a smoking room right outside the ER. Yeah, that was a stressful time, especially if a baby was coming to this world. The dad was always outside smoking. And just so y'all know, I'm not lying about the golden skillet. Johnny D, remember, he said the golden skillet was hands down the best. I tell you, next time I'm down there in that Richmond area near the airport, I'm gonna go to Golden Skillet and get me some chicken. Yeah, man, I remember we used to go to my grandma's house and down there, and we would go to Golden Skillet all the time. One of those childhood memories. That's something I wish I could do was have some sort of time machine and be able to take my kids back to when I was their age so they can like experience life like I got to experience it. There was nothing like going on a Friday night after you get out of school. Around here, we didn't have Blockbuster, but we had um, movie rental places like it was called Movie Gallery, and we could go in and get rent, movies and video games and stuff like that. There was nothing like going to rent a movie. I always got to rent a video game too. And after that, we would go to Pizza Hut. I don't know if you guys remember when Pizza Hut had those pizzas. They called them the Bigfoot. I forget how it was probably like a 3 or 4 foot long pizza, and it came in. It was pretty big. Probably like 4 foot by 2 or 3 foot, something like that. Could feed a whole family. We would go get some movies from movie gallery for video games and get that Bigfoot pizza and then just go home and enjoy our Friday nights. My wife says the boy or girl cigar was signature at Berg back in the day, back in my day. It's a boy. Now my kids can text their friends and be like, "Hey, where y'all at?" and go meet up at everybody's house. The only way you could find out where everybody was back in my day was riding your bike around the neighborhood and see where everybody else's bikes was parked at. Normally, you'd see like a pile of bikes outside of somebody's house. You're like, oh, that's where everybody's at. So you would just go. Johnny said Sonic used to be where Sheets is now, and they actually brought the food out on roller skates. Movie gallery and Stan Skateland in Montrose. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Stan Skateland. I think they're closed for the season right now, but skate rinks used to be the thing back in the day too. I couldn't skate then, and I can't skate now, so I didn't go a lot. No, you said the Sonic where used to be where the Sheets. Are you talking about the Sheets in Tappahannock or the King George? Because I can't remember a Sonic, but I knew this. There were a couple of restaurants like that. You would drive in and order on like the menu. It was kind of like Sonic, but they would come out and roller skate your food out to you, and you would eat it in your car. Boy, I said skating rinks are still popular, just not enough around here. I think the only skating rinks that I know of is in Stafford and in Montrose. I know my nephews and stuff. They since they live out in Stafford. They go to the skate rink quite often. Okay, so Johnny D said the Sheets in the Tap Mechanic area was the one that was a Sonic. I never knew that, or I can't remember anyway. And then I can sit back here thinking about my childhood now. And if my kids can go back and experience it, I think they would want to be my age right about now, just to say they lived through that because we got to live through. Forgive me for calling it this, but a more primitive time where we weren't so connected by devices. We got to, talk to each other face to face a lot. That was the only way you could talk to your friends because you don't want to tie up your home phone. Trying to talk to your friends all day or text all day. Especially back then, when texting was 10 cents a message and run up your phone bill. Uh, and actually go do stuff with your friends, and hang out at their house and whatnot. But it was great because we got to experience that. 'Cause I just turned 40, a couple of weeks ago. We got to experience that primitive time, if you will, and we got to usher in the internet age. So we're kind of like a hybrid in a way where we could, think about those primitive times, and we can also deal with the technology and stuff now, which is like the reason why I love the field that I'm in the security field because I can still see some of that primitive stuff and know what to do with it, and then I can still deal with some of the newer stuff as well. Because I said passing notes in class, laugh out loud. That was our texting. Yeah, and teacher get a hold of that note and then read the whole text message to the class. I remember the days. Back then, when I was in elementary school, they didn't call them like dances. They called them like school socials where they would play music, but nobody would dance. A couple people would dance, but we were sitting there looking at them like, oh wow, they're out there, they're really out there dancing. I can't believe that. Johnny said it was a different time for sure. I was always outside. I'll be 40 in May, so yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, come on, join the 40 club, brother. It's you'll see in my video tomorrow. I had to end my hunt short. You'll see why. Um, but yeah, man, those were the days. Like, I don't know if like when my kids are my age, if they can say, "Oh man, those were the days," because they're raised in a completely different world than what we were raised in. I feel like when I was their age, as soon as I turned like 15 and a half, I was hassling my mom to like take me to the DMV so I could go and take my test for my learner so I can get my license. I'll be honest with y'all, my kids right now, like I think I took Isaiah a couple weeks ago to go take his learner test. He unfortunately didn't pass. Um, I think it's been over the time limit. I think that you gotta wait 15 days and then you can go back and take it. Like I haven't heard one peep out of it. And none of my kids seem interested in driving right now. Which I kind of don't blame them because you see how people are on the roads right now. Um, so I see like I drive a lot to and from different sites, for work and stuff. And some of the like crazy stuff I've seen people do, it boggles my mind that I haven't been in an accident sooner. I'm thank God I haven't been, but I hope my time is not coming for one. Johnny says, makes me feel old looking back, but we ain't old yet. Nah, we ain't there quite yet. I still feel like I got some vitality in me. On days my knees don't hurt. Johnny said, yes, sir. Fill in the freezer for now, though. Yeah. Maybe me and these boys to get on the deer in these last few weeks. I think the deer hunting season is over for us officially in January. January, the first Saturday in January is the last day, I believe. So hopefully we can get some meat in the freezer. Some deer meat anyway. I feel like with the amount I plan on fishing, I should be able to put some fish in the freezer pretty easily, especially some catfish. Living in between two rivers, catfish would be pretty easy to get. My thing is, I want some crappie in the freezer too, and I lost my main crappie spot earlier this year, so I need to find me a new one. Now, I did ask the game warden when right after I got my ticket about that pond on the property that excuse me on the property that we essentially got kicked off if you were allowed to fish there. So he pulled it up on the website. He said warm water fishing is allowed, meaning ponds and stuff. So I'm probably going to go back there with a hook and a bobber and see what I can catch. I'm willing to bet you. I know bluegill got to be in there, but I'm wondering if some crappie and bass are too. So we'll figure that out. Oh, actually, you'll have plenty of hunting time after Christmas, but I'll be waiting for the catfish. Yeah, so if I give me something, a hold of some deer liver, oh, it's a wrap with some catfish. John D said the blue cats will be biting soon if they haven't already. I forgot who I was watching or who I saw, but yeah, I think the blue cat are biting right now. Jonathan, I heard the $10 hole open back up, but I'm not sure. I thought I heard that too. I went around asking about it. Um, I saw that one of the guys posted about doing a fishing tournament back there to for some veterans or something like that, and I think it was only open for that. But if that $10 hole is open back up, I will be the happiest man on earth because that's one of Gavin's favorite fishing holes. Sorry, my eyes are burning for some weird reason. I got plenty of ventilation in here, so I don't know why my eyes are burning. Must be because I'm tired or something. Yeah, see, even my wife, that $10 hole was the best craft spot. Gavin loved it. And I ain't gonna lie, there's some big bass in that bad boy too. I was catching 4 pound, like 4 pound bass off of the crappie jigs that I was using. All I would do is just give me like a little 16-ounce jig head or an 8-ounce jig head if I wanted to go after the bigger crappie, and throw one of those Bobby Garland little minnows, it's like the monkey milk one. I think that's the name of the color. I would use that and sit there and catch crappie all day once you found them. And I would catch bass on them a lot too. And you and me both, first time Steven and I went in there, we caught 2 7-pounders back to back. I absolutely positively believe that. When I first, one of the times I ended up going there, I saw a bunch of boats and stuff back there. I was like, wow, that's a whole lot of people crappie fishing. But, I was talking to one of the guys out because on my boat, I had the trolling motor that had spot lock on, just, sitting on the spot fishing for crappie. And, he was coming up. He asked if he could go around. I was like, yeah, I don't mind. I'm just crappie fishing. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm part of the bass tournament." I'm like, "Bass is in here?" And next thing you know, I started catching bass. Uh, John Lee said spinnerbait, crankbait. Um, I took a guy fishing there. It was his first time ever there. He is a wacky rig fanatic, and he was tossing that. Me and it was three of us on the boat. Me and I was in the back. The guy fishing with the wacky rig in the middle, and my friend Darren was in the front. We were catching crappie all day long. He was, trying for crappie, but he was tossing that wacky rig. He ended up catching who was it? I think it was like 5.5, almost 6 pounds. Um, that was the only fish he caught, but he was sights after that, so that made his day. I'm, I'm thinking about. I'm sorry, I keep like picking at my mouth and stuff like that, but the my cutter on my cigar. I don't think there's nothing wrong with this. It's just something with the cigar. After it gets all moist and whatnot, I got those little pieces of tobacco getting on my tongue, and I'm trying to get them off. They taste horrible. Um, and trying to get all that stuff off. I might have to go for a punch. John, you said that there's a lot of wood. Let's talk about the crack hole. A lot of wood there, but a wonderful place to fish. And when I tell y'all, like, I mean, me, a lot of people like in the chat know about this place, but for those of you that didn't know, like, this pond is on a farmer's land, and it is not a slouch of a pond, to say the least. Like, it is big enough to have 10, maybe 15 boats of a bass tournament fishing there, and you still have enough room to do what you want to do. Um, you could get there like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and fish till 5 and fish that place really good and get a good full day out of it. The pond is that big. If I were to fathom a guess, I forget how big Lake Orange in Orange County, Virginia is. It's probably about the same size as that, maybe a little bit bigger, but all kinds of timber, laydowns, stumps. There's lily pads, all kinds. Like it's like a paradise back there to me. Like be able to have it within you know 20-minute drive from the house. That's one of the reasons why I was so like mad that it ended up getting taken away from us. I am going to ask around about it to see if they have allowed people to go back in there because uh, $10 a day for a pond like that. I know there's people that are like, oh, that's a pay late, but you're pretty much just paying for access. Like the money that you pay, I guess it's like to help keep you honest. You're not going to pay $10 and then go back there and like tear the place up. He's not using any of that money to stock the lake or anything like that. That lake is like pretty self sufficient, especially with crab, believe me, and bass too. So he doesn't have to like waste any money. Not let me not say waste any money, but spend any money or like stocking it to keep it stocked or anything. And after it's been closed down for a while too, and nobody's fished it, I'm willing to bet you things are like out of control at that pond now. You probably can't even throw a empty hook in that thing and fish go after it. I'm getting close to being done with this cigar. Johnny D says, did Guardians ever get fixed? I haven't been up that way since March. I was there about a month ago, and it doesn't even look like they got started on fixing that thing. I drove down there as far as I could. They got the road blocked off right before you get to the bridge. You can still pull down into like where the parking area was. I mean, they got it blocked off, but that area looks fine. But the lake is like completely drained out, and I guess they just got to fix the dam and I guess let it fill back up. But with this happening to it, I don't think fishing is going to be the same there for a really long time. That's one of those places where I've seen. I pulled up to the lake and watched a little girl fight a 10-pound bass with a Barbie pole. That place is awesome too. I'm going to miss the way that place used to be. Now there's a pond right there in Montrose. I think it's called Chandler's Mill. I know they fixed that a while back. I can't wait for that place to get back up and jumping again. It's a little something that's closer to home than Guardy's, but I don't think it's going to be right for a while either. I think they're still in the catch and release phase and stocking it up with fingerlings and such to get it back to its former glory. They will be done with this. Yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings too when I seen I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw that the dam had started leaking over at Guardians. That was my if I were to call any place my home lake, that would be the place. That's like that's one of the places where I'm like, hey, I'm going fishing, and I wouldn't have to tell nobody where I was. They could assume that I was going to Guardians Mill Pond. My wife says, I like the fishing spots with beautiful views, so when I'm doing terrible fishing, I can take in pretty pictures. I can take pretty pictures. Yeah, there's some places I haven't taken you to yet, especially out there in the mountains. Me and Darren would go out there and fish, and I'd be like, I ain't catching no fish, but man, it's pretty out here. Take some pretty, like, all kinds of pretty pictures. See, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm not sure if Gavin is up there watching, waiting to come down here. I know he's also wanting me to take him out, maybe try to go after some squirrel or something like that. I may get up in the morning and take him out somewhere. I'll tell you what I should have done when I was out at the grocery store. I should have got some scrapple so I can have me a scrapple sandwich for breakfast. I've been craving one since I went in the woods this morning. I wanted to show y'all this. I have like random containers around here like that I packed up and moved when we bought the house. That that have been just hanging. I came across this bad boy. It's a frog, but instead of the legs are like spinnerbait blades. I can't remember who makes this. Oh, here's the pack right here. It's a snack frog. So, it's meant for snakehead fishing. Flop of fish right there. Yeah, meant for snakehead. I want to try. That's one of my goals to catch. So I'm gonna put this right up front here. I'm gonna get some more lures to put on that thing there. Johnny said, "Yeah, it was already tough after the pond washed over the road, but now it's going to be even worse." Yeah, that one in Montrose was one of the best in Virginia around like 2008. Was in the top 10 best in VA with bass over 16 inches. Oh yeah, that Chandler's Mill Pond. Yeah. Well, I said just check on Gab, and he's already asleep, so I guess he's not joining me for tonight. Yeah, he's ready to um, get out there in the woods. When I tell y'all that kid is going to be a hunter to the core, uh, all I gotta do is open his door, and I'm like, Gab, you ready to go hunting? Bing! He's up, ready to go. He's dressed before me, and ready to go. Like he helped me pack the Jeep up the night before. Um, today when before we got caught trespassing, um, I've been moving him. I usually have him sit like right next. Excuse me, I got the hiccup. And sit right next to me. Um, but the past couple of times we've been hunting, I've been letting him get a little bit further from me. And today I actually put him around the tree where like he could see my blaze orange, but he was still in voice distance. So he had his phone on silent. I had my phone on silent. And when I tell you that this dude was in, he was like, "Dad, I'm hearing footsteps. Can you hit your deer call?" So I would hit it, and we would listen. And I heard footsteps. It sounded heavier than a squirrel, um, but he was super stoked. Like I can tell you, he's probably already in bed right now, and he's going to wake me up in the morning to take him hunting. So we'll probably go do a little something, something. So I'm super excited for him. He's coming on up. He's got his own shotgun now, 20 gauge. But um, I got some big boys. Like Isaiah's had that 20 gauge up until this year when we bought him the 12 gauge for his birthday. So he passed the 20 on down to Gavin. But I think by the time Gavin's like 14 or 15, he's going to need a 12 gauge himself. But what I might do is I might pass him my Mossberg 500 and go get me an automatic shotgun because I'm tired of pumping, if you know what I mean. I just want to be able to pull a trigger. Man, this month is almost halfway over. It's almost Christmas. We're about to start a new year. Got to think of stuff I want to do with this channel, some of the goals I want to set for myself for this year coming up. I kind of want to get once I take this tree down. I might put like a project board here, like stuff I wanted to do, and as I do it, check it off so it can be right there. I'm out of drink and I'm out of cigar. Man, and I will tell you guys, like this year, with me getting back into hunting this year, it's been fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so glad to be back in it. Um, I'm sitting here looking at the forecast. I got my big TV behind me. With it's a computer I have hooked up to it. And I keep seeing in the corner that it's flashing for an inch of snow tomorrow. So that should make it easier to see deer and squirrels. So I think me and Gavin will go hunting. You just got to find somewhere to go. But I think we'll get on it. But with that note, I think with it being 10 o'clock, I think I want to end the live here pretty soon, and go get rested up so I can be ready for tomorrow when this kid wakes me up to drag him out in the woods. But I do appreciate all of you guys for joining me. I really do. I know the channel is small right now, and when this channel gets bigger, I'm going to be thinking about the guys, all you guys that have joined when my channel is small, because I really, really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for not only taking your time out and just watching the videos, but you guys are engaging with me, and I really, really love that. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, like from the bottom of my heart, for real. But I think that is going to do it for tonight. So again, I appreciate y'all. I hope everybody has a great Sunday and a good work week. I'll probably go live again next Saturday. I think after hunting season is over with, I think I want to switch the live back to Friday. It's easier for me to go live on Saturday night, so I can actually go to sleep early on Friday night. Even though I don't, my wife, I'm pretty sure she'll tell you that I don't go to sleep early at all on Friday night because I'm so excited to be able to go and hunt the next morning. I'll be up like laying in bed watching hunting videos and just getting ready for the next day. John, he says, "May God bless and keep you safe out there tomorrow and enjoy the outdoors." I definitely will. I appreciate it. You as well as you go out tomorrow. Um, but yeah, again, I appreciate y'all so much. I really, really do. If I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to remember you guys. Best believe that. But again, y'all have a great night. I will catch y'all getting y'all those for the great outdoors. That video that I put last week, that's going to post sometime tomorrow afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. We had some snow last weekend, so it's pretty interesting. But you'll get to see my old age in that video. Just a forewarning. So God bless you all, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night.